Bonjour tout le monde, it's I, Reverend RX, and welcome back to more Link's Awakening. Last time we played a bunch of mini games, started the trading sequence, technically ended the trading sequence, and got an extra heart container that I've already wasted. This time, I think we also got the tail key last time. This time we're going to use that tail key. So if we remember the sign here, tail cave is this way. I wanted to say something, but the RX thing that I did in Link to the Past is completely pointless now because the way I record these now, the audio and the video is recorded through the same program, so they are they're synced perfectly, and I don't have to actually manually sync them. There's an example of how far these enemies fly. So if you come here in the original game without the tail key, I didn't realize this was connected to this. That's something we won't see till much, much later. If you come here without the key, it says something about the keyhole, and then it says Tail Cave, T-A-L-E cave. And now that we have the key, we can insert the key. And the gates open. And let's head on in. So now the reason I wanted to get this extra heart container is personally, I have not played the remake on normal mode. I was very comfortable with it, that I felt hero mode was the best way to start. In the original game, I found this boss of this dungeon to be one of the hardest bosses in the entire game. And it's even more, I won't say if that's necessarily true in hero mode, because there are a lot of hard bosses in this game now. But that's one of the reasons I wanted the extra heart, because it is very difficult. And I've never pointed this out, but in the bottom left corner, that little icon is just telling you you're in hero mode. So now, you have your map. I believe this still keeps mostly the quadrants, unless it's like a very open room. It'll keep the original quadrants. So those are hard hat beagles, I believe. Knocking them off the ledge is the only way to kill them. And you can get a small key for doing that. And if you go over here, there are some green Zols and some fireballs. Green Zols open the door, but in the chest we have the compass. Now you can see where chest and nightmare are hidden. The compass has a new feature. A tone will tell you if a key is nearby. So this was the first game where the compass would tell you where the chests are. And this is the only game, if I'm not mistaken, that tells you there's a key in a room just by walking in and having the chime play. Which I kind of wish I didn't get that key already, because it would have played the chiming here. It's like do 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 do. We'll hear it later on. But that's completely unique to this game, and the reason it had the new features thing and saying you have chests in the dungeon is this came right after Link to the Past was introduced the compass, but that only showed you where the boss was hidden. This shows where the boss is hidden too. There was that tone, and you have the little icon on the right. Shows you where the boss is, shows you where all the chests are. These are small Zols. Okay. And there was that tone, the boop 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 boop. So if we step on this button, makes a treasure chest appear, which contains a small key. Any kind of key will alert that, whether it's a small key or the boss key, which is called the nightmare key in this game. There's some keys in here, which usually are a good place for farming hearts. It's not a heart, but a guardian acorn will do. They almost always drop hearts in the original. Up here we have a mold worm, a mold worm. I don't know what they're actually called. Oh, they take 2 slashes to kill? Okay. This here is a wall we can't actually break through yet. But you can hear how it sounds different. We'll be coming back to here for that. This here is normally a screen break, but because this is a fairly open room of the dungeon, it will not have that. But the key sound effect does work for the squares still. So when I walked into that square, it played the key sound effect because there's a small key here. Those look horrifying, those eyeballs. I'm not sure So you can't kill these hot things. What is this? I don't think. Let me actually try. No. But it does hurt them to touch them. I don't know what they're called. Oh, some rupees. Cool. 20 rupees. Joy! 50 rupees. Your pockets are brimming. This is a Stalfos. They hop away from you. They don't try to throw anything at you yet. But they hop away from you and you have to get them up against a wall to kill them. If we can't go down there, so let's head back down so I can show what's in that room. It's to the east of where the button was. I said button very aggressively, and I don't know how I feel about that. I can also hit them into pits. Let's see, is there anything in this room? There is. There's just rupees? Oh, I bet it's the map. Yeah, the dungeon map. Cool. So let's take a look at that. You can see it's a decent dungeon. It's actually the shape of the boss. You can see there's a chest in that room we can't get to. And you can see there's a secluded area, which we'll get into that in a second. So let's actually head up north. This here, put yourself in it, and it's a one-way door. We'll go north first, because it looks like that's more of a dead end. If we head up here, we can hear that there's a key in that room, but we can't get to the chest quite yet. These here are blade traps. They'll come up and try to squish you, but you can't actually trap this one, which is neat. Oh, thank God. Okay. I haven't actually gotten hit so far, which is nice. I'll probably completely just jinxed myself. Oh, actually, I do want to go the other way first. Even though I know how to solve that, I would like to show another feature. This is actually a very good Zelda game to start with, because the library has that map that can help guide you to where you need to go. And there's a lot of hint systems in this game. And I'm going this way so I can show you one of those. Right here, these things, you want to have them all match. In the normal game, if they all are a heart, they will drop a heart. But I don't think they do that in the hero mode. How do I turn around? This here is an owl's beak, which originally was just a stone slab you stuck into a wall to read. But now the owl gives you hints in here. Anytime you find an owl, turn aside spined ones with a shield. Okay, they give you hints throughout the dungeon. It's a very good starter Zelda game because you really can learn the mechanics. And it's also fairly easy. The remake's a little harder than the original, but it's still very nice. I will say I'm sad they remade this and don't seem to have any plans to remake Link to the Past, even though it's technically older. I know they've technically remade it on the Game Boy, but they also remade this on the Game Boy Color with new features. So I don't know. So now we can go up here and actually figure out what to do in this room now that we have the owl's beak. If the small souls touch you, they just get stuck on you and they slow you down a bit, but they don't actually hurt you, only the big souls do. If there's a door you can't open, move a square block. So what it's saying is trying to make like a pattern like this M here. I don't know if you actually have to make the M. And then the other thing, turn over spined ones with a shield. They charge at you, and then if you have your shield up, they'll spin over, and then you can hurt them, which I'm sure this gives the exact same hint as before. Yeah, turn over side spined ones with a shield. This here are the underground segments of the game. Or underground. Yeah, underground. They're 2D segments, and these here are Goombas. This game actually incorporates a lot of enemies from other series, mainly Mario, but there's a few others actually. Had a very open development. You can still use your sword in a weird spin attacky way. And if you can slash the Goombas or jump on their heads. In normal mode, if you jump on their heads, they will drop a heart. But again, no hearts here. Oh, and here there would normally be a flying heart, which would give you 3 hearts back. But again, no hearts. There's blade traps. And here we are with the dungeon item, the Rock's Feather. Feels like your body is lighter. It's a reference to the mythical rock, which I never heard of beforehand, and I just thought the Rock's Feather was a stupid name to say, like, you're lighter now, but it's called a rock. Haha. So yeah, you can slash them, which gave me a guardian acorn. You can climb up ladders with ease, but now we can jump. This is our first item, and it'll make getting back to the rest of the dungeon easier. If you see, we couldn't do anything in this room because there was a gap, and now we can cross that gap. You can avoid the blade trap altogether. I don't know if that replaced... Oh, that was a close jump. I don't know if falling down a pit deals double damage to me or not. Ooh, let's go up here first, I believe. Yes, there's a block with a key in it, which I'm not entirely sure how that works. But you go up to it, press A to open, and the block disappears. It's a very weird mechanic. And then in here, we have the Nightmare's key. Now you can open the door to the Nightmare's lair. I didn't realize you could get all 3 small keys in this dungeon before even opening a single door. That's really cool. Is there a shortcut through here? No? Okay. So here's a way you can deal with Stalfos 2 is jump and... Oh, how do I jump? Jump and slash. I swear this works. Maybe not. I don't know. It used to work. You could like jump and slash them. Maybe it still does. I'm just bad. Oh crap. That's not good. We don't even have to deal with this. I'm just gonna leave. And here we have our first mini boss. I think it's called like Rolling Bones or something. I could be completely wrong about that. But you just stand here, slash him, jump over the bar. He's gonna try to get to the other side of the bar and push it back over. But you can stun lock him fairly easily. This here's a warp to the beginning of the dungeon. Every mini boss you beat will give you this. This one's kind of pointless because the mini boss is directly before the boss. Like this is the boss room. There is something down here. Let's see what that is. Seems to be some kind of murder ground. Always a pleasure. But there is actually nothing down there. And here's where I might die. This is the first boss. Meet Moldorm. Outsider. He's the same boss from Link to the Past. Have to slash his tail. Its entire thing is it'll try to push you off, and if you slash at it, he gets angry for a bit and then calms down and opens his butt back up. Best tip I can give for this is just try to avoid him. Oh, he's already super angry. Oh my god, I didn't even get hit. Slashing with your sword, it will do 2 points of damage. He apparently needs 4 to die. And just be careful. I don't know if the shield blocks it, but you can still get pushed into the pit. The pit drops you into that burial ground thing I showed you, basically showing its victims. But I beat him fairly easily. I died like 3 or 4 times on that. First time I played this. Here, a heart container for beating the boss. And if we come up here, you got the full moon cello. swamp. A path opens in the blooms. So that was Tail Cave. Hoot, that is an instrument of the sirens. I have to admit, first I did not believe you were real. That instrument, along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake the windfish. You must collect them all. I was instructed to give you directions. Your next goal is in the north, Gapanga Swamp. Hoot, indeed. So we have our objective after finishing the first dungeon. I say we're going to end it here. Next time on Link's Awakening, we are going to head back to the what's it called? Gapanga Swamp, and see if we can find the next instrument of the sirens. And we will show what the Chow Chow figure does. A cello that produces a pure, clear sound.